Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Cassie. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I want to tell you guys about a story about how a lady that I used to work with tried to send me a spirit of sickness. So, whenever I first got to the job, the Lord did let me know to look out for witchcraft. There was some witchcraft activity that was going on. So, I kind of had my guard up a little bit. So, there was one particular time where everybody in the office seemed to be getting sick. And everybody was having the same symptoms. It was like flu symptoms: stuffy nose, chest, congestion, scratchy throat. Everybody seemed to have the same sickness. And so everybody got in the office got sick except me and an older lady. And so time came around where I got sick. And so after being sick for about 3 days, and I told the Lord, I said, okay, Lord, I said, something is not right. What is this? So when I laid back down, I saw where there was a lady sitting on a chair in my bedroom, and she pointed to my bed, and she pointed and she said, she called out the older lady's name who was not sick. She said, she put a fly on your bed. And so I jumped up out the dream and I said, okay. I said, Lord, I curse this fly at the root and reverse it. And I curse the spirit of sickness at the root and I reverse it in Jesus' name. The next morning, I woke up like a new person. Seemed like all my symptoms just immediately disappeared. When I got back to the office, everyone said, Cassie, oh my gosh, you look like a new person. I said, yeah, I feel like a new person. Like, I was just shocked. I just felt so much better. But that lady, that older lady, she called out sick, and she was out sick for a week. During that week that she was out, the office was full of gnats, and my coworkers were saying, we have so many gnats in here. So many gnats. I've never seen this many gnats. It was all week. But the Lord had already showed me that the lady was wondering whether or not that we knew if she was the one that sent us the spirit of sickness. So she used the gnats to try to monitor us, to try to hear what we were discussing while she was out sick. That is one of the ways that whenever people do witchcraft, how they monitor you. They'll use flies, gnats to monitor you. And if telltale signs of someone doing witchcraft is, you're eating in a dream, you're constantly having sex in a dream. The Bible tells us that we need to be wise as serpents and that the people of God perish because of lack of knowledge. You guys be blessed.